Hi everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. As you know, my name's Amy and I teach live online lessons and courses. What I'm going to do in this video today is just give you a little review of what we did in our Wednesday English Stars class. So if you are somebody who couldn't attend the class or you weren't there, then this video is for you. Okay, I'm going to share my screen with you now. So I'm not going to do any kind of heavy editing or anything on this video because that takes a lot of time. So I'm just going to give a little bit of a review kind of off the cuff. So if I fumble my words or anything, I'm sorry about that. Okay, so our focus of the lesson was persuasive writing, and we talk about that a little bit later on, but this was the starter activity. Started with this image. This is actually a real picture from a place in Japan. It's an abandoned theme park, and we talked about that. And the children had a go of coming up with a sentence using the rule of three. We've talked about the rule of three before, and you can see on the screen here some ideas. So this, I've taken this straight from the lesson, so I haven't changed it at all. It's straight from what we did. So if you're doing this review, you could have a little go of practicing the rule of three with this picture or another one. Okay, then we moved on to a simple would you rather activity. It was quite good actually. The children were able to choose from two options what they'd rather do and then have a go of giving their opinion and saying why they would choose that one. I'm not going to go through those options with you, but that's what we did next. Then we talked about persuasive writing, and we talked about what it is and where we might see it. Ideas are on the screen here, perhaps not that one. And then we looked at how to make your writing persuasive, and we came up with these persuasive devices. These are just techniques you can do in your writing to make your writing more persuasive, to try to change someone's opinion of something. Okay, and we have this a forest down here to help you remember. Okay, if there's any of those you're not sure about, when you join the lesson next week, we are going to go over them. But in the meantime, if you're not sure, you could maybe ask an adult or you can drop me a message, because you can all do that if you're in the group, can't you? And I can have a go of explaining. Lovely stuff. Right, then we moved on to these cupcakes. And I asked the children to persuade me to eat one of these cupcakes. I said that I've been on a very strict diet and I was being really healthy, like going to the gym and really being careful about building muscle and watching my diet. So I showed this photo of me saying no to the cupcakes. So they had to think of ways to kind of persuade me orally. So we're not writing this down. This was just kind of spoken. And we've got some sentence starters here that we came up with that would be persuasive. And actually, the children were really good in the group of having a go of persuading me. We had lots of kind of techniques. I think all of these things came up. So if you missed the lesson, you could have a little go of trying to persuade me to eat one of these cupcakes. You can always drop me a message as well with that in. Great. And then we did an activity in small groups. This is probably one of the first times we've done this in this class. What I did was I grouped children and put them in little groups together in breakout rooms. So I wasn't there for everybody's meeting together. So I can just drop in on the groups. And they had a task. And this is a very famous activity, actually, that often people are asked in interviews. So if you ever go for a job interview, especially if it's in sales or something like that, it's a kind of a famous bit of a cliche, really, that the interviewer says, "Oh, look, here's a pen. Can you sell me this pen? Can you persuade me to buy this pen?" And that's the challenge that the children had to work on today. It's a very regular biro, so we had to remind ourselves of these persuasive devices that we could use to try and sell someone this biro, and perhaps even we might help ourselves by making up something special that this pen can do. We talked about self-marking books, or that it was like eco-friendly, this kind of thing. The children worked really well in groups. We did not have time to feed back in the lesson because the lesson's just 40 minutes. So this is something that the children are thinking about over the next week. And then when we meet again, then we'll feed back and perhaps do a little bit more on it. Okay, so I hope this little review is helpful. If you're watching this review and you're not already in one of the groups, then you're on my Ko-fi account now, hopefully. If not, I'll put the link in the comments below. You can copy and paste that in and it'll take you to my Ko-fi page where It's really cheap to join my classes. Okay, let me know if it's helpful. Please let me know if there's any questions. And if you're in the group and you don't already have my contact details for sending messages or emails, then let me know. All right then, thanks for watching. Bye, and hopefully I'll see you in class.